Main event, man. We're talking today about how Americans, mainly American men, have gotten weaker and lazier over time. Now, this isn't something that happened yesterday. This has been something that has been built over time. We've adapted to become lazier with the rise of technology and just easier access, social media, the iPhone, Apple, all these different, things that have just made life a lot smoother, easier for us to do. And I'm grateful for it. I wouldn't, life would be a lot harder if we didn't have these things. So I'm not here knocking it. But my main gripe with this thing is that we've let these things basically make us weaker over time because we've been too reliant on, you know, technology to just live our life for us. We've lost the drive, right? And I guess the culture of just doing things the simple way, like taking the stairs. Do you guys know how many times I will be, you know, in a place on an and escalator, excuse me, and people will either they're going up or they're going down, and they will wait until the last step to hop off and start walking. Like it's crazy to me. Like they will literally just let that escalator just take them all the way up or all the way down, and then last moment they just hop off and walk. That's laziness, man. I get it. Some is good for you. We've lost the ability to do hard shit, at least on a consistent basis. It's just where life is headed, man. And now you got AI coming. That's gonna make things even easier, right? Yes, that's gonna be great for a majority of us, but for a lot of us that, are used to doing hard stuff every now and then, ah, it may not be the best. At least not for society as a whole. Things will be easier to access, but we're gonna suffer. We're gonna get the short end of the stick on the back end. Remember, I told you guys, man, upfront pleasure leads to back end pain. Almost always. This is an example. You know, it's an example. So so we're not just battling, you know, a battle of fat gain or low testosterone. We're battling a culture of comfort. This is what's happening. We're battling a culture of comfort. This is what's being pushed right now. The world is trying to make things easier, more comfortable, more shortcuts, and that leads to more excuse making, which is what the winner's diet is not about or against. We're the complete opposite. No, we want the hard shit, right? That's going to make us better over time. We want to be uncomfortable because we know that eventually we're going to be comfortable. But then we got to find another way to be uncomfortable again. We have to find a new, way to challenge ourselves. So anyway, just going forward, man. Here's the rise of laziness. What's happening in society. Americans are walking less, they're moving less, as you guys see. You know, we're working. Uh, how do I say this? Softer, right? More tech jobs. People are working from home since the pandemic, so you have a lot of hybrid stuff. People are more comfortable working in their house 3 4 days out the week. You know, So that's making us lazier. You're going to be eating more. You're going to be staying up later because you know you don't have to clock into your job the next day, right? So people are drinking more. People are going out more, eating late, you know. So all the bad things. What made the 5-day work week going into the office good is that it kept people in line, right? It kept people at home so that they knew they couldn't go out on a Wednesday, on a Wednesday night. At least the majority of people, they can't go out on a Wednesday night because they know they got to be in the office at 7 a.m. or 8 a.m. or earlier, right? So they were in bed at a certain time. We were a lot, you know, and this was obviously pre-COVID, and it's been that way for a long time until recently. But now that we're working remote, we're working hybrid, guys or just people in general have become more comfortable with working at the house, and now they're eating more, things of that nature. And now, obviously, you see the end result, you know, of how much weight did you guys gain during COVID when you guys were working from home? You're seeing that now. Most people didn't lose that weight. That weight stayed on, and it only got worse over time, right? Daily steps have plummeted. We talked about that, how we're walking less, right? Screens, we're on our phones a lot more, on our laptops a lot more. So we're not really outside enjoying nature. We're not really interacting with anybody anymore. At least not as much as we used to. These kids now are socially awkward, man. A lot of these kids don't even look you in the eye no more because they're glued to their phone. And that's all they were doing during the pandemic, on their phone. And now that you work remote, that's all you are, on your phone, on your laptop. We've lost the connection of just being outside and meeting people. How many times do you see kids playing outside anymore? I haven't seen it. Not in a long time. Basketball courts are empty. Playgrounds are empty. This is the result of where we are. Food delivery. That's another big one. Check your DoorDash account. How many times have you DoorDash this month? How much money have you spent on DoorDash? When you could have taken that same money and cooked at home or just ate out less and saved that money for other stuff. But it's convenient. It's easy. It's easier. It might be a little bit more expensive, but a lot of you guys will pay for convenience, which is what I encourage at times, but not when it comes to the detriment of your health and your bank account. Because a lot of you guys are spending too much on these food deliveries, Uber Eats, DoorDash. You know, what's the other one? I don't know. It's too much. So on top of that, not only are you spending so much money, but man, how much weight have you gained from eating DoorDash and all these food delivering services? How much weight have you gained? It's insane. Y'all know the average American, we walk about today, we walk about 3,000 to 4,000 steps daily. That's the average American. In the 1970s, it was closer to 10,000 steps a day. Easily. That is a dramatic drop off. But what can we attribute that to? The rise of social media, you know, post COVID, AI, everything is easier. We're not telling you guys to not use AI or use things that make your life easier again, but there has to be definitely a priority for your health because a lot of these things are killing your health. It's killing your health slowly, and you don't even realize it. Number two is the food. Again, comfort culture, right? Today's food is ultra processed, bro. If you look at the people back in the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, I'm not saying there were no fat people back then, but just the stats of people back then when it comes to obesity rate, the obesity rate was nowhere near where it is today. We have about 60% of Americans are overweight. 60%. Another 33% are more morbidly obese. Let me say that again. Today's average American is 60% overweight. Another 33% is obese, morbidly obese. This is a problem. We've gotten lazier, we've gotten weaker. We can blame the food, we can blame COVID, we can blame anybody, but a lot of times, man, you got to look at yourself in the mirror. You control this. You control how you look. You control everything you put in your body. You control how many calories you eat. You control what time you wake up. You control when you can exercise. Nobody has that control but you. So yes, am I saying that the food and the tech apps are not designated to slowly destroy us if we let it? Yes, it plays a part. But you have the authority to not let that happen. It's not forcing you to be fat. No one's forcing you to go order DoorDash every day. We're not forcing you to go Uber Eats. No one's forcing you to do anything. This is a you thing that you got to get in control. You need to get this shit in control ASAP, because it's killing you guys slowly. Right? A lot of your phone is training you to be lazy. You guys are doing more scrolling than sweating. You will be on. This is the funny part. You guys will tell me that, oh, I don't have time to work out. Check your screen time. What's your screen time say? Y'all be on Instagram 5 hours a day, but you don't have 1 hour or 45 minutes a day to dedicate to working out. Nah, you see when you pull out the receipts, what are you gonna say? Where are the excuses now? Come on, you guys.